Hi internet people, I'm not composed. I'm totally not composed for this video. Okay, so this entire Orphan Black episode was focused on Rachel. So other stuff was happening, but we learned some about Rachel's past and saw a little bit of evolution into the Rachel we know today. Even in the comic books, they didn't give a big look into Rachel's life. In the Helsinki comics, they show younger Rachel for a little while, but and then there's like some stuff on Rachel in the first set of comics, but I feel like we never got like a super intensive look at her like psychologically. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how, I know there's an order. We start with Leaky appearing and he has hair, and Rachel is talking to like important science people about all the other clones and how she knows their ID numbers and she knows that she's part of this experiment, and yeah, that's not creepy at all, having a child talk about how they're a freaking science experiment. Then Kira is at Dyad and they're having tests run on her. They need to start doing injections so they can harvest her eggs. She wants to talk to her mom. Rachel says to wait. Rachel is actually going to the island to meet with PT because Susan is dead, and she was at a board meeting and introduced the entire board to Kira, just like Leaky introduced her to the board and calls her their new Eve, which is freaking gross and terrifying. On the island, she puts flowers on Susan's grave because Susan is dead. We don't get any further stuff on the island. It hasn't completely like exploded after the big uprising. She goes to meet with PT. He has her sign paperwork to say she's emancipated from the program. Yeah, that's a huge lie. That's a giant lie, John. I'm just gonna keep calling TP John because his PT's real name is John. So he's just gonna be PT. Like PT, he's just John. Lying freaking John. Okay, so she has to meet with Cody because Cody's now in charge of all the cloning, and Cody's like, oh, we have to do an endometriosis thing. Endometrium, like test. So she's literally getting tested, and they have her freaking file up with her ID number, and Rachel's not okay with it. They do a flashback to when she was younger. It's actually really cool. They like show it by like changing the length of Rachel's hair. And Rachel, it's during the experiments when something has started going worse with the other clones, and so Leaky actually calls it a disease, and she's concerned because no one's telling her anything. They're not telling her what the results are of the test, what her test results are like. She has no idea. And then we go back. The test happens, she talks with Cody, Mark suddenly appears because Ira is definitely dead and Cody needs Mark, which makes me think that they want to use the castor DNA for the cloning process, again, because it's Cody. You think she'd want to get that in there. He's also still sick, and she apparently offered him a cure if he would show up so she could use him for stuff. Except he says he can help them get Helena, and I'm like, no, you can't. You can't help them get Helena. You can't, because I don't want you to. And then Grace is suddenly at the freaking convent where Helena is, and I'm like, if you hurt hair on my baby's head and her baby's heads, I will come after you, Grace. I will come after all y'all, and I will rage. So we don't know what happened there. We literally just saw Grace, and then that was it. So PT like talks, like before Rachel leaves, she hears PT talking, then she like goes in to look in a mirror and notices their freaking eye is a camera, like full audio, everything. And apparently, even though she's emancipated, PT can see everything she's doing. So she winds up leaving to go back to Dyad. And while all this has been going on, Sarah and Mrs. S are trying to figure out like where the money's going because Adele has been sending them updates. She and Fee are still gone, and they learn that all of the money is being put into this like subsidiary company in Qatar? I forget. It's a foreign country. I swear it was like Qatar. I don't know. It's going somewhere. They figured out who's getting the money, like who the money goes to. So they need to find him. They're like trying to figure that out. Cosima is back. Fabulous. And she ditched the boat so they wouldn't know where she was. And so Cosima updates Sarah and Mrs. S, but there's a super cute homecoming with her and Scott. And, but then she reveals they're taking Kira's eggs. We probably have another day before they can start doing stuff. And then she explains, like, you're born with all the eggs you'll ever have, which is really nice, in case you didn't know that. So they know what's going on, but they need to get Kira out. But then Cosima is helping them try and figure out who PT is. We know his name is John, but she doesn't know that. We know that because of Susan. So they're, like, looking up dudes from Cambridge who died at Cambridge, because he would have had to die in order to become PT. Like, that's the only way that would have happened. So Hellwizard is on that with Scott and Cosima, and they're working on that, and Charlotte is casually, like, comfortably curled up with some hot cocoa because she was a fabulous navigator and she deserves cocoa. I don't know if it was cocoa, I'm just assuming. We jump back to Mark for a little bit and learn that he is officially the last caster, and then Cody actually gets upset, which I suppose makes sense even though I dislike her. I also still, like, I'm still upset with Susan, but literally John says she has no backbone, and I'm like, you're a liar. You're a freaking liar. She tried to kill you. She has plenty of backbone, and I don't need your sass, John. I really like saying John like that now because I hate John Fake Westmoreland. Okay, so all of that is going on. Let's see, I feel like I'm like skipping stuff, but it's not intentional. There's a lot going on, a lot of Rachel. We go back for some Rachel flashbacks. Oh, and I'm gonna get to the thing. I knew I was forgetting a very important thing. We go back again to Rachel and learn that a clone is dead. Miriam, who had blue hair and a mohawk and was like a musician but was homeless, and Rachel like killed her as a child. Well, she was like a teenager, 20s, teenager? I feel like teenager was how old she was supposed to be. And Leaky is actually very upset, and he's like, what is wrong with you? Like, he's not okay with it, which shows that he actually had feelings for the clones, even though he was like program dude. And like Rachel's like, well, I don't understand. Like, they literally anesthetized her to terrible things by keeping her in this environment. Like, she just assumes that this is best. Like, you put her with a terrible person, I got her away from a terrible person and a terrible life, according to Rachel. And now she's here and she can help us because she's dead. It's not okay. So that's a thing. So we meet a new clone who is already dead, and that was really upsetting. But Allison came back. That was the exciting thing that I was literally forgetting. Except she has purple hair that kind of reminds me of Katya's, and a tattoo that says live deep, except Donnie thinks it says liver deep. And she's done crafting. She throws out all her craft supplies. She's gonna make music. I don't know. She hung out with a youngin', and I don't. She's having a time. It's okay. Allison can have a time. It's totally okay. I was just glad Allison and Donnie were back. So that was going on. Then more Rachel stuff is happening. Kira finds out she's going to the island, and she tells Sarah in secret through code names, and then Sarah reveals to Mrs. S after the phone call is hung up that they're taking her to the island, like they have to get her. Mrs. S had already wanted to storm the castle of Dyad, and Sarah told her no, so storming the castle is not happening, technically, because it's been ruled out, but they have to figure out what to do. So they need to get Kira out, but all this time, we don't really see what they're doing until Art shows up. Art appears, but tons of stuff is happening with Rachel. So she's drinking a lot. She starts playing her old family movies, and then while that's happening, John calls, which means he's totally, and we see that he's seeing everything that she's doing, and she can tell that he knows, because he's like, I'm just calling to make sure you're okay, and I'm like, shut the frick up, fake Westmoreland, I don't care about your, but anyway, Rachel's like, no, everything is fine, and like lies to him, but then she is just continuously drinking, and like she knows they're watching her, like she knows, and then they need Kira sedated so they can move her, and she says that she'll take care of the sedation, so they put her in this room, and she watches a video with Westmoreland in it, and she just wants to go home, and like Rachel, like Kira was crying earlier, and I was super upset, and I was like, please stop crying. She's also hustling Rachel a little bit, because she made her a friendship bracelet very early in the episode, and I was like, girl, she likes you, and you know she likes you, and you are trying to build on that relationship to escape, which was good work, Kira. But Rachel is still drinking very heavily. She goes back to her office. Sarah winds up calling her after emailing her. They figure out who PT is, John's actual name. Hellwizard, Scott, and Cosima found it, and they sent it to Sarah. Sarah contacts Rachel, but they're on the phone, and she keeps telling her, like, send it to the board. Won't the board believe? Like, let them know who it is. And Rachel's like, they won't believe you. You're a useless clone. And then, but she says, like, she can't do anything, but she knows PT can hear her. And I was like, dang it, Sarah, Rachel's being listened to. And then we see Rachel playing with the watch from PT, John, while texting, no, this is not a joke, with her hand and not looking. And then suddenly Art shows up at Mrs. S and Sarah's and says, you're not going to believe this. And then we don't know what happens. Then back at Dyad, Rachel is still drinking. she says that they like need to take care of stuff, and she goes down to her like meditation room and like closes her eyes, and then we see her pull out the eye patch and pop it over her eye, and she gets up and she's already gone to, oh, this was before that, sorry. She went to talk to Kira in the room, and she's like, you have to drink this because she has a sedative in an orange juice, and Kira doesn't want to drink it because she doesn't want to leave. And Rachel starts picking at her nails, which we saw her do earlier when she was younger, and then Kira says, my mom used to do that. And then we see Rachel talking to baby Rachel, the actress who plays Charlotte, who does an amazing job. She was Rachel in this earlier on, and then she's back to play young Rachel, face to face with Rachel, and she says, why don't, adult Rachel says, why don't you run? And then young Rachel says, where would I go? And then, like, Kira holds Rachel's hand, and then Rachel makes her drink the orange juice, but then she leaves, and that eye patch thing happens. And then we see her, like, leaving the meditation room, and she goes to Kira and wheels her bed out of the room and starts wheeling her away. And I'm like, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel! Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I love you right now. Do it, do it, do it, do it. She totally picks her sisters and takes Kira to the elevator. The elevator opens, and it's Art and Sarah and Mrs. S. And Mrs. S says thank you because she's like, no, she's just sedated. Take her. And they take Kira, and Kira's getting away. And then Rachel's like, no, Rachel's giving him Kira. And then she goes back to her office, and oh my god, terrible, terrible, terrible things happen. She forwards the info about fake PT off. And then she's getting another drink, but then her eye keeps glitching, and she can see PT like in her eye, and she keeps almost falling over, and she keeps drinking. And I was like, dang it, you've been drinking too much, like terrible things are gonna happen. And then the phone is ringing because PT's trying to get a hold of her, and then Rachel finishes her drink, slams the martini glass down, and then it's just the stabby bottom part, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna do it. Because literally once she found out there was a camera in her eye, I knew she was gonna do this. I was like, either out of panic and rage, or just rage, Rachel is going to tear the eye out. She's gonna do it. She's like holding her eye open with the thing, and is like trying to pry her eye open, which would be very difficult because literally I have the hardest time just like getting stuff out of my eye in general, and I'm awful at the eye doctor. But she like pries her eye open and jams the freaking glass in her eye and is just tearing her own eyeball out. And you can see the like picture going out on PT's end, and her eye is just bleeding. And I was like, oh my god, Rachel, please don't die. Please don't die. Because right now you're doing all kinds of good stuff, and I need you to be okay. But yeah, she chose her sisters. Her eye is gone. She's bleeding. I need a doctor. Like, I need her to go to Scott. Like, not a dyad doctor. I'm sure Scott can handle it. Scott and Cosima are very talented people and could fix her empty socket. Because she's not gonna want another eye. And then that was the end of the episode. And so Rachel is bleeding. Kira, Mrs. S, Sarah and Art are together. But Helena is with Grace, possibly, and Mark is with Cody, and the island is still in turmoil, and we didn't even get previews because they said they couldn't show them to us, which literally means this episode is going to kill me. Not literally. I understand the difference between literally and figuratively. I feel like I'm going to weep and scream, and it's going to be difficult to live tweet, and I don't even know. They did this one other time, I think. They did another time where they didn't show us previews, and I lost my mind. So there are literally 3 episodes left. There are 3 episodes left, and we're not getting any previews. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just using my hands in crazy ways. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, not okay. I am infinitely not okay. But yeah. I'm happy for Rachel because she chose her sisters, and I'm very happy about that fact, and I really hope that she's okay even though she's bleeding from the eye socket. Anyway, there's that. I'm going to have cool additional Orphan Black stuff coming out next week because I got to talk to somebody, and that interview is going to go up, so that will be up next week. Hopefully Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure. I'm shooting for Wednesday. And then we'll be back next week. Again, with another one of these recaps, and based on the lack of previews, I'll probably just be a crying ball of panic. So there you go. That's what I have for you. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments below, or on Twitter. I am at ClefNotes. You can find me on my blog, clefnotes@wordpress.com, Eric the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, and our other Snapchat, thenerdygirlexp. Bye!